Dear Radiant Leo, tomorrow, the universe is preparing to return everything that was once withheld from you multiplied by 1,000. Triple joy is on its way. Not just in spirit, but in form. Financial abundance, emotional clarity, and divine fulfillment are aligning in your favor, right now. This isn't a metaphor. It's an energetic shift that only a few chosen ones will be attuned to recognize, and you, Leo, are one of them. The fact that you've landed on this video at this exact moment is not a coincidence. It is a cosmic summons. A divine appointment encoded in your soul contract long before you opened your eyes this morning. And while the world rushes around you, while others remain distracted by chaos or doubt, you have arrived here still, alert, and called. Do you feel it? That quiet knowing in your chest? That familiar stirring in your spirit that whispers, something's coming. Something enormous. That's not imagination. That's alignment. Let me ask you this. Have you ever sensed that something much greater was meant for you, but it kept slipping just out of reach? Have you poured your heart, energy, and truth into places that never gave you a return? And yet, even then, you stayed loyal to your vision, your people, your path. That is why this message is for you. Today, the doors are creaking open. Not just one door, but three. One for wealth, one for restoration, one for divine joy. These aren't ordinary blessings. They are recompense, reimbursement, cosmic restitution for everything you've endured in silence. And Leo, you didn't just survive what broke others, you transformed in the fire. This is not a passive moment. This is an invitation to rise into the version of yourself that the universe has always known was waiting. And the energy that's arriving in the next 24 hours is no small ripple. It is tidal, potent, profound. So if you've been seeing repeating numbers like 111 or 777, if you've had unusual dreams, synchronicities, or sudden waves of emotion, you're not losing your mind. You're waking up to your timeline of return. Take a deep breath. Anchor yourself. Because what you're about to receive won't just elevate you, it will ripple out to everyone connected to your name. This video was created to help you decode what's happening. And by the end, you'll understand why so much had to be delayed so that what's coming could be multiplied. I invite you to stay with me until the final moment of this reading. Each word has been divinely guided for you. There's something specific here that your spirit has been waiting for. And before we begin, I want to thank you with my whole heart. Every like, every comment, every moment you spend here nourishes this space and deepens our spiritual circle. Your support fuels eternal mindfulness and allows these transformative messages to reach further, higher, and deeper. So thank you for choosing to be present, for choosing to believe, and for choosing yourself. If your spirit already recognizes that this message is speaking directly to you, don't hold back. Comment below and say, I'm ready to receive everything multiplied by 1,000. Declare it boldly. Because Leo, this is not the time to be silent. This is the time to be seen. Let's step through this cosmic doorway together. What's waiting on the other side is beyond imagination. There is something sacred about the number 3. It has long been a symbol of wholeness, of unity, of divine balance. And today, Leo, you are stepping into the radiant core of that energetic triangle. Imagine, if you will, 3 streams of golden light weaving through one another in a slow, spiraling dance above your head. One represents your material desires, the second your emotional heart, and the third your spiritual clarity. This is not a fantasy. This is a frequency. And in this moment, you are being invited into its center, where all three meet, where joy is tripled, blessings multiplied, and your soul finally feels whole. This alignment isn't just poetic, it's vibrationally precise. The tarot speaks clearly through its language of symbols, and when the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Sun appear in the same spiritual spread, they are not random. Together, they form what I call the golden trinity of breakthrough. The Three of Pentacles is the card of preparation, your efforts, your dedication, your unseen labor finally being noticed. The Ten of Cups is the card of fulfilled promises, joy that doesn't just touch you, but overflows into your relationships, your home, your vision of the future. And the Sun? It is divine clarity, radiant joy, unshakable purpose. When these three arrive together, it means that what you've sown in silence is about to be celebrated in light. You are stepping into a season of spiritual visibility, and everything that was hidden in the shadows is now rising into recognition. In numerology, the number 3 isn't just a number. It's a declaration. It represents the sacred triangle: mind, body, and spirit, past, present, and future, creation, expression, and manifestation. It's the number of the divine storyteller, the artist, the speaker, the one who translates energy into reality. For you, Leo, this is a return to your essence. You were never meant to live small. You were always meant to shine in all three realms of your being. And now, the energy around you is ripe to mirror that truth back to you. The truth is, there are spiritual laws older than time that govern this universe, and one of them is reciprocity. What you pour out will return. Sometimes delayed, but never denied. You may have wondered if anyone noticed the prayers you whispered into your pillow, the acts of kindness you never told anyone about, the strength it took to hold your head high when everything inside you felt broken. The people in your life may have missed it, but the energy didn't. The universe didn't. And it never forgets a seed that was planted in faith. This is why this part of the journey matters so deeply. Because when joy returns, especially in threes, it returns not just as a reward but as a restoration. You are not being given something new. You are being returned what was always meant for you. The job that finally recognizes your worth, the relationship that feels like a true emotional mirror, the sense of spiritual peace that arrives without needing to be earned, they are all part of the same pattern. This triangle of gold is not accidental. It is the architecture of divine justice. So I invite you now, from the quiet center of your own knowing, to anchor this truth into your heart. Comment below and write, "I am ready to receive everything multiplied by 1,000. Not just as words, but as a spiritual declaration. Because when you name it, you claim it. And in doing so, you awaken a ripple of momentum that begins moving toward you immediately. There is a passage I often return to in moments like this, drawn from the wisdom of faith in action: give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." This is not just scripture. It is energetic law. And Leo, your lap is about to overflow. What was once delayed is now being delivered in triple. And it will feel like joy, yes. But it will also feel like justice. There are moments in life that feel like they were waiting for you all along, hidden in plain sight. cloaked by ordinary time, yet charged with extraordinary potential. For you, Leo, tomorrow is one of those moments. It is not just another square on the calendar, it is what I would call a diamond frequency, a rare alignment of cosmic and personal energy that vibrates at the highest pitch of your destiny. And the reason it feels so electrifying isn't just because something is commingled, it's because your soul already knows what's been long overdue is finally ready to return. In astrology, Leos are ruled by the sun. You are the radiant ones, the leaders, the visionaries, and often, the unsung warriors of resilience. But even the sun needs recognition. Even the brightest soul longs for a moment where the light it gives is seen, honored, and returned. That is the energy we are stepping into now. The Six of Wands in Tarot appears as a figure rising above the crowd, not because they demanded to be noticed, but because their time had come. It represents victory, acknowledgement, and public affirmation of quiet strength. When paired with the Ace of Wands, fire of a new beginning, and the Judgment card, the call to rise into your true identity, are not just talking about a lucky day. We are talking about a resurrection of everything you thought was lost, or worse, wasted. Picture it with me. An email arrives from someone you thought had forgotten you. A project you shelved years ago suddenly gains new relevance. A person who once walked away returns, not to reopen old wounds, but to offer a key. These moments will not scream for your attention, they will whisper. And you, Leo, with your natural intuition heightened by tomorrow's energetic surge, will know which whisper to follow. But here is where I must offer a gentle warning. Do not let old thinking block new blessings. The mind remembers pain more vividly than peace. It clings to survival strategies long after the war has ended. If you're not careful, you might dismiss a miracle simply because it reminds you of a past disappointment. But what if the thing that once broke you is now returning, restored, reshaped, and ready to redeem itself? This is where gentle, empowered action comes in. Start your day tomorrow by doing something simple but sacred. Unplug. Turn off your notifications. Give your nervous system a breath of silence. Light a candle, or sit by a window, and ask yourself, what am I ready to receive that I once thought was gone? Journaling your answer isn't just a mental exercise, it is an energetic signal to the universe that you are awake, aware, and aligned. On a physical level, your body also needs space to hold this frequency. Consider nourishing yourself with foods rich in B12, like leafy greens or whole grains, or a gentle supplement. B12 supports mental clarity, nervous system repair, and even mood regulation. If possible, move your body at dawn. Not in punishment, but in honor. Stretch. Walk. Breathe deeply. Movement helps cleanse your aura, your energy field, making you more receptive to synchronicity. And if you've had a dream, maybe one you've tucked away quietly, telling yourself, maybe someday, now is the moment to bring it back into the light. Dust it off. Say it out loud. Write it in the comments below if you feel called to. That dream didn't die. It just went underground, waiting for this precise activation window to be reignited. Leo, the diamond moment isn't coming tomorrow. It's already forming around you. Stay open. Stay ready. And remember, what once was out of reach may now arrive, not because you chased it, but because you became the version of yourself that no longer has to chase. You attract. You receive. You rise. There's a mysterious kind of justice that lives in the unseen layers of time, subtle, invisible, and yet deeply precise. It does not forget what you gave. It does not erase the quiet moments when you chose to love anyway, to believe despite silence, to give when nothing was promised in return. Leo, this moment is not just about rewards or recognition. It's about return. It's about energetic restoration, the kind that only arrives when both your soul and the stars agree that it is time. And now, finally, it is. Imagine a seed once planted in dry, compact soil. Buried so deep, even you began to forget it was there. Maybe you tried to water it, maybe you walked away. Maybe the world told you nothing would grow from that space. But what the world didn't see was that even in the dark, even in silence, the root was finding its way down. That seed wasn't lost. It was preparing. And now, without warning, it breaks the surface not as a fragile sprout, but as a blooming tree, heavy with golden fruit. This is what return looks like. Not a fragile whisper, but a loud, abundant, undeniable answer. Energetically, we are stepping into a space where the law of resonance takes over. The Magician card in tarot, especially when it appears reversed and then slowly rights itself, tells a powerful story. There was a block, yes. There was misalignment, doubt, fragmentation. But now, the tools are in your hands again. You're not waiting for permission. You are remembering who you are. The reversed Magician represents what you forgot you could do. Its realignment is your soul saying, I remember now. And with that remembering, your vibration shifts. You stop chasing. You start magnetizing. In energy work, we call this the wave effect of karma. It's not punishment. It's movement. When you give, speak kindness, hold space, or carry someone's burden with no expectation, it doesn't disappear. It moves forward, like a wave that seems to vanish, only to circle back, bigger, stronger, filled with multiplied momentum. That wave is returning now. And when it hits your shore, it will bring things you forgot you asked for. This may show up in small, practical ways: an unexpected payment clearing, a loan forgiven, a friend reaching out with an apology, and a surprising opportunity. Or it may arrive in grander forms: an invitation, a job offer, a door that had been slammed shut quietly swinging open without you even knocking. And sometimes, the one who hurt you, the one who left without explanation, returns not to repeat a cycle, but to become a messenger. Their words may not be perfect, but their arrival will confirm what your intuition has long whispered: you were never forgotten. That's why it's important to approach this phase with open awareness and softness. Let yourself receive. Not with suspicion. Not with walls. But with discernment, grace, and readiness. Prepare space in your life for what is being returned to you. And more importantly, prepare space within. Forgiveness, especially of the ones who left wounds unspoken, can become the gatekeeper to abundance. When you unclench that space in your chest, you don't just free them, you free yourself. If someone's name came to mind as you read this, someone who once took more than they gave, write it down. You don't need to send it. Just write it. Honor it. That name holds an energetic link to your next breakthrough. And by acknowledging it, you loosen the thread that's been wrapped around your abundance. You open the gate for what's next. This isn't just about getting things back. It's about getting back your voice, your worth, your clarity, your energy multiplied. The return doesn't just match what was lost. It expands it. Because what is restored by divine timing always arrives in a form that outshines the original. And you, Leo, are ready for that kind of return. Sometimes the most powerful shifts begin quietly. You don't hear them, you don't see them at first, but you feel them, like the low hum of something approaching from far away. And right now, Leo, your life is vibrating with that exact frequency. Somewhere, perhaps not far from where you sit, someone has already noticed your energy. They may not have spoken your name aloud, but their intention is moving toward you like a wave preparing to break. I call them the silent observers, those people in positions of influence or alignment who, though invisible in your story so far, are about to step in as divine catalysts. And here's the truth, you don't have to chase them. Opportunities like this don't need to be hunted. They recognize you by the light you carry. In the language of tarot, the King of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles form a sacred triangle of elevation. The King of Cups represents a figure of wisdom and emotional maturity, someone calm, perhaps older, who holds the resources or insight to shift your entire path. This could be a mentor, a manager, or someone you once worked under who's been watching your growth from a distance. The Queen of Wands is the initiator, the one who sees your fire and reflects it back with belief. She shows up as a collaborator, a powerful creative, or even as the version of you who is finally ready to take up space and be seen. And the Knight of Pentacles? This is the messenger, the one bringing something tangible, a contract, an invitation, a structured path to real, sustained success. Together, these three energies symbolize a powerful alliance, one built on emotional intelligence, radiant confidence, and grounded follow-through. If you've been waiting for a sign that your gifts are not only needed but wanted, this is it. But remember, the energetic shift begins with you. You don't need to send out dozens of resumes, or force conversations, or fight for attention. Your job now is to refine your frequency. Like a lighthouse, your presence alone will guide the right ships to your shore. And this moment, this astrological opening, is particularly potent for that exact recalibration. The universe is listening closely for those who are ready not just to dream, but to partner with destiny. The sacred numbers are active now. If you've been seeing 3, 7, 9, or the powerful sequence 111, take note. In numerology, 3 is the number of expression and birth into the material world. It means your ideas are ready to manifest. 7 speaks of divine knowledge and higher learning. It's a sign that this next step will require you to trust what you know, even before it is seen. The number 9 marks completion, signaling that a major cycle is closing, and something greater is waiting to begin. And 111? It is the code of alignment. The moment when thought, intention, and action meet and the door opens. Tomorrow, choose to embody these vibrations. Wear golden yellow to represent solar abundance and recognition. Wrap yourself in forest green to anchor growth and grounded expansion. Adorn your space with amethyst or deep violet to activate clarity, intuition, and regal self-command. These aren't just colors theory, energetic symbols, mirrors for the transformation you're stepping into. And finally, ask yourself, what number has been chasing you lately? What time do you keep waking up to on the clock? What digits repeat on receipts, license plates, or random addresses? Comment that number below. It's not random. It's a breadcrumb left by your future, calling you to step into alignment. Write it down. Let it mark the beginning of this next phase. You are no longer just hoping. You are attracting. And everything that is meant for you, every connection, opportunity, and elevation is already tracing your signal back to its source, you. Dear Leo, let this be your moment of quiet realization. Everything that was taken from you is already on its way back, not in its original shape, but as something far greater. You're not stepping into repetition, you're stepping into resurrection. The echo of your past has been transmuted into the melody of your future, and it's rich with promise. This is the meaning of return, but not as a rewind. This return is a divine reconfiguration. Where you once had fragments, you will now hold form. What slipped through your fingers before was not meant to stay in that state. It had to be refined in the unseen, so when it returned, it would fit your soul's evolution. And now, Leo, it's ready. The Ten of Pentacles arrives here not just as a card, it is a prophetic seal. It speaks of more than money, it speaks of legacy, of long-term wealth, of generational elevation. It is the energy of a home filled with laughter, walls decorated with memories, cupboards never empty, and hearts never in fear. It's not just about having money, it's about becoming a safe haven for others. It's about becoming a shelter where future generations flourish because you chose to heal. You, Leo, are being positioned as the first millionaire in your lineage, the one who breaks financial karma and heals ancestral poverty patterns. And your wealth won't just come in currency, it will come in peace, in opportunities, in healed bloodlines, in spiritual security, and in doors opening for those you love. It will come in the form of people returning, not to repeat, but to restore. This is the power of multiplied returns, the kind that arrives 1,000-fold, not because you chased it, but because you aligned with it. And alignment doesn't begin with action, it begins with gratitude. That's the energetic language the universe understands best. Gratitude is not just thankfulness, it's agreement. It's how you say to the universe, yes, I recognize this blessing, and I am ready to steward it well. Gratitude is your magnet. It's how you stretch your energetic container to hold more. And the paradox is this: the more you thank life before it gives you anything, the more life insists on giving you everything. So tonight, before your head meets the pillow, write down 5 things you're grateful for. Don't just choose what's obvious, choose what's hidden. Be grateful for the lessons that left scars, for the silence that taught you stillness, for the lack that sharpened your clarity. Because those moments refined your ability to hold what's now coming. And in the morning, when your eyes first meet the mirror, speak this out loud, like a decree over your life: I am the starting point of a permanent stream of prosperity. Say it like you mean it. Say it until your bones believe it. Because once your subconscious accepts this, your reality will bend to support it. And Leo, if there's someone on your heart right now who needs a miracle, don't keep that energy to yourself. Write their name in the comments. Let this be your way of expanding the blessing beyond your life. Because sometimes, your act of intercession becomes the seed of your own abundance. You become the vessel that God uses to restore someone else, and in turn, your own restoration accelerates. So, I ask you, who are you ready to bless? What are you finally willing to receive back better, deeper, wealthier than before? And when it arrives, will you recognize it, or will you hesitate? There is no going back. Only forward, but this time, forward with everything that was ever meant to be yours. Now, take a deep breath. You're not waiting for the return anymore. You are the return. The wealth, the love, the peace, it all begins and ends with you. Comment below if this message touched you. Let me know who you're blessing today. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to Eternal Mindfulness, where messages like this are sent not just to guide you but to awaken what's already been placed inside you. You're not here by accident. You're here because it's time. Leo, you were never meant to live an ordinary life. You are not here to blend in. You are here to take up space with boldness, with grace, and with divine authority. You were born royal in spirit, and even if the world forgot, your soul never did. This moment, yes, this exact moment is a sacred checkpoint in your journey. The shift you've been waiting for is no longer somewhere in the future. It is already unfolding. The signs are here. The energy is moving. The opportunities are being aligned. You don't need anyone's permission to receive this blessing. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone anymore. The truth is, you've already done the hard part. You've stayed awake, stayed hopeful, even when life tried to dim your light. And for that, the universe is not just taking notes. It is responding. In ways you can't fully see yet, but soon, very soon, you will. So if you've felt the fire returning inside you lately, if you've sensed something powerful about to rise from within, you're not imagining it. That's not anxiety. That's alignment. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are the one who was chosen long ago, and now, you're remembering. Now is the time to protect what matters. To organize your money not just with excitement, but with wisdom. Split your blessings into 2 sacred jars, one for planting seeds into your future, and one for honoring those who held you through the drought. That's how abundance multiplies. It expands when it is respected. In love, say what your heart has been whispering for too long. Don't keep your silence as a shield. Because love never grows in silence, it grows when it is spoken, when it is heard, when it is felt. If you're waiting for the right moment to speak your truth, you just found it. And as for your health, your body is asking for gentle healing now. Consider nourishing it with more magnesium. Not for trend, but for deep restoration. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system, improves sleep, and anchors you in your body when the energies feel too intense. It's the nutrient of peace in times of inner expansion. But more than anything else, trust your timing. Trust that your energy has not been wasted. Every tear, every betrayal, every closed door, they were not rejections. They were redirections. You have not lost anything that was truly yours. What is coming next is so tailor-made for you. It could only arrive after you let go of what was never aligned. If your soul feels the truth in these words, I invite you to anchor it. Declare it. Say it out loud. Or type it into the comments. I am ready to receive everything back multiplied by 1,000. Let this be your affirmation. Let this be your agreement with the universe. And if this message found you at the right time, leave a like. It's not just a gesture, it's an energetic confirmation that you're open and ready. Every like tells the universe, yes, I claim this. And don't forget to subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, because the next video could be the map your spirit needs to navigate the next upgrade in your life. You're not just watching another horoscope. You're awakening to who you truly are. And it's time the world sees that too. Because Leo, you don't follow the light. You are the light.